Fast and the Furious that Vin Diesel is apparently upset over Jason Momoa stealing every scene he appears in as the flamboyant villain Dante in Fast X. Now, per Radar Online, despite Momoa showing as villainous Dante Reyes receiving many plaudits from critics and audiences alike, Diesel is allegedly upset with the actor stealing his thunder and believe he has a huge part to play in Fast X receiving many negative reviews despite a solid box office showing. One insider close to the situation says that not only is Diesel displeased with Momoa, but he refuses to take responsibility for the latest Fast and the Furious feature being panned by various publications, saying, quote, Vin is embarrassed. Jason is being branded the only bright spot in the film and stealing his thunder in the franchise he built himself. Well, let's not forget that you became part of this franchise. The first movie did okay at the box office. I guess, I don't know what the issue was with Universal that caused you to walk away and not appear in the sequel, which was Too Fast, Too Furious, which was directed by the late John Singleton. And that's when we first got Tyrese, and Ludacris appeared in it, and so many other people. And Paul Walker showed up and appeared in the film. Vin Diesel did not come back to the franchise until like the post-credit scene in Tokyo Drift, where he made a cameo appearance. And I think from that reception, the fans wanted him back. So he didn't really come back and do another film until part 4, when they killed Letty off, and then she came back in part 5. So for him to sit up, for them to be like, oh well, he built this franchise, you kind of turned your nose up at the franchise and wanted to go off and do other things like Triple X, the Riddick franchise, all that other stuff. And when those movies weren't popping, then you wanted to come back. Yes, I did love Alan Richardson as Aquaman, and I believe at that point he was supposed to get the spinoff, and it was supposed to be a series and everything, but I forgot. He did mention in a podcast what happened with that, but I forgot. It was so long ago. Um, Here's the thing. I actually liked what Jason Momoa brought to the character of Dante Reyes. He was very over the top. He was very flamboyant. He had painted nails, had his hair up in an updo. He would wear like a lot of flashy clothing. There was one scene where he was literally painting the nails of these 2 men that he had killed, and he's having a conversation with. Like, it was a lot of the scenes that he was playing. It was hilarious. I like what he brought to the film, because while everybody else is taking themselves so seriously, Jason Momoa's character Jason Momoa is literally in there like, I'm gonna have fun with this part. I'm gonna be silly. I'm not gonna take myself too seriously, and that's that. Now, if Vin Diesel wanted to kind of like be the center of it all, then maybe he needs to stop mumbling his lines and really bring some energy to this character, like some third dimension type of vibe or attitude. And I don't get that from him. You're very one note. You mumble your lines at this point, and it's like you mention family every 5 fucking minutes. And I always said, if I counted if there was a drinking game of every time he mentioned family in English and in Spanish, because he said "Lee Familia," "Me Familia." I said "Lee," "Me Familia." When he says that and family and mentions that because he mentioned it a lot in the damn movie, we'd all be fucked up and passed out. We wouldn't get through the damn movie. We'd probably be in the hospital for alcohol poisoning. So, and one thing I wouldn't say, would I believe this story? I wouldn't normally, but after we heard what happened with him and Dwayne Johnson, where Dwayne Johnson started to overshadow him, then Dwayne was like, I don't like the work ethic of what's going on in here. Candy asses, he referred to him at one point. Like, the way he is, he comes in very serious, very prepared, not coming in trying to change things and do stuff. He comes in and, takes the work seriously. He puts a lot of energy and work ethic into this film, into the films he makes. He didn't feel that they were taking the work seriously. Y'all making all this damn money being stupid. I mean, being silly. I was going to say stupid, but no, just doing silly shit and wasting time. Jason Momoa to me is an actor. He's someone who's going to come in, do the work, and go about his business. So I don't know if I 110% believe this story, but I wouldn't put nothing past Vin, because Vin does come across like he may have, like, a jealous streak if someone comes in. But you can't be around here being jealous of every person that comes in, especially when you overstuffed your film with so much talent. But you had Helen Mirren in the movie, Rita Moreno, Brie Larson, Charlize Theron. Who else? Alan Ritson. I guess they'll bring Kurt Russell back in the sequel, in the next one, because they were saying he was MIA in this one. Yeah, but there was so many characters and stuff in this film, which is, the film felt a little overstuffed in my opinion, but I still enjoyed it. But I should say Fast X boasts a 54% average critical score on Rotten Tomatoes, with the consensus branding it as irredeemably silly, while other reviews have called out the latest sequel for being too congested and full of itself. Well, I do agree with the congested part. It's a lot going on. Oh yeah, so Justin Lin. I don't remember why I couldn't remember the damn name. So yeah, he wound up quitting in the middle of production, and then they had to bring in Louis Leterrier, who directed The Transporter. I believe the first one. I don't know if he did the second one, but I enjoyed the first one. But I'm hoping this isn't true, because you know what? Dante got to come back for the sequel for Fast 11 or whatever y'all gonna call it, and I don't know if he's gonna make an appearance in this other movie with Dwayne Johnson, because they kind of had this conversation thing on a screen, and he comes in, and you know, that post-credit scene, he's involved with that. So is he gonna be the villain in that one as well, or does he show up at the end, you know, or whatever? I don't know. I know people have their trepidations about the film, but I'll still see it when it comes out. But anyway, let's